Why continuous improvement matters to us is because if we stay stagnant and don't continue to get better, our competition will. It's really getting people to think about work and how do we make this place better and what can I do to make this place better? What can I do to better satisfy the customers? So getting people outside of their comfort zone of just being there and doing a job day in and day out to think, how can I do this job better? How can I make this place better is really what the strategic activities are all about. In support of continuous improvement, we do a daily production meeting where we discuss the previous day's activities. The whole purpose behind a production meeting is really to discuss what's hot that day. So to monitor that, we actually record the day's productivity numbers and compare that to the previous day, the previous week, the previous month. In addition to that monitoring, we also track what are the sales, what's new orders coming in, what are orders going out. The reason we measure ourselves is to see how are we doing and are we progressing towards our goals. One of the things we have to publish is our goals. Our goal for this company is to grow and to reduce our costs. In addition, we have production numbers that we're trying to reach every day, to make improvements every day. The reason we implemented lean manufacturing here wasn't just for the sake of lean and eliminating waste. It was to teach people how to recognize waste so that we can continually improve and get better.
We thought it was so efficient before lean ever came in here. We had racks all the way to the ceiling, the whole wall. And now our stock is all on the floor where we can see it. I used to order 100,000 pair of links. Now I'm down to 15,000, just what I can see and just what I use, and when they're low enough, we reorder. And it makes my job so much easier because I don't have to worry about that 100,000 on the shelf and getting a forklift to get them down. We have star customers that are repeat orders. We have the same orders every month. And we need the bars and the poly, which the bar and poly right here. And we would have to place it per order and then wait for them to be cut, and then they all have to be filled individually, which takes a lot of time. I made a list of the star customers and gave it to bar cutting. They cut the bar and the poly and they put them in bins and they bring them over and they're stored here. When the bins are empty, they're all labeled and marked. It's got the size of the bar, the name of the order, everything on it. We send the empty bin back. That's the signal that we're ready for more. So by the time we're ready for our next monthly order, the bar and poly is already over here and ready to go. All the different orders here in every department have started the Kanbans, and they're working real well.
The main changes on our production floor has really been at the space consumed. Areas that used to be full of racks and shelves are now devoid of those racks and shelves. The product is on the floor where you need it, when you need it. Part of getting the stock immediate to the work area is you have your A parts, which is the 80% of your volume, right here, right next to where they're being consumed. You have your B stock, which is your 20% users, again, in the immediate area. So if you need something on this table, you can turn and take it. And then the small odds and ends of cats and dog parts under the table, out of the way, but still immediately available to the work area. So what you're working on this table, all you have to do is turn around or a very limited number of steps to get that product where you want to build it. We've reduced the area that people have to travel. So by shrinking a department down, the wasted travel time is obviously reduced because the department's not so big.
Okay, this is our map process for the NTR area. It showed us how much walking we were doing. We would start at the main link assembly, main link area, pick up our links, take them over to a water hole, again, which is about 50 foot away, water them down, take them back through the department over to the main link assembly area. We would then pound the links together. We would then take them over to the build table where we'd place the bar in them, final QC them, then they would go out to shipping. After looking at this map process and seeing the amount of walking we were doing and craziness, we then came up with a new map. This is our new area on NTR after doing a process map, and you can clearly see that it is a clean cut path now from the main link which you start right here, main link, 5 foot to water, 5 to 10 feet to the assembler, link assembly stations, where then 5 to 10 foot we dump off to the build table and out to shipping. I believe that we've cut down the build process almost in half, from the amount of time that they were walking from one spot to another to how we're now producing the part. It takes about half the time to do that product, which has given us better productivity numbers.
The involvement definitely has been enthusiastic. The activity is taking people outside of their box.
I had made these tags up with itemized bars that we cut, and that's in case somebody new comes over here and wants to know what size, what and where the bar is. They can just pull this off if they're questionable, if they got the right bar, and see that it's 3/4. I got them all color coded, so the bar that you're looking for, if you're looking for 3/4, you look for that blue tag, and then on the bar rack it will have the blue tag on there. And if it does have poly that goes with an order, the poly that goes with the bar is the same color, so you just go to that rack and it would have a blue tag saying 3/4 poly. We meet every Monday in the morning at 8 o'clock for lean classes. After that, we'll make a list of what we're going to do, how we're going to make our department better, and we'd come out here and work on that for an hour. And what I don't finish here, I take home and I'll make the tags at home and then bring them back and laminate them and get our pen bends going.
This is roll-up door department. This is actually part of what makes roll-up doors for fire trucks, for emergency vehicles. It's basically started because our business was very similar to what was needed to make roll-up doors. One of our salesmen actually looked at a fire truck and said, "That looks just like the stuff we make already," and started taking pictures, brought the pictures back to the company, said, "I think you guys can do this." Part of what we did here that really was unusual is we took doors from a concept of bringing them into full production into this plant to full production volume was an 8-month window. And you can't do that in 8 months. But because as we ramped up from beginning volumes to full volume, we were right in the thick of lean implementation, we were able to do things like this supermarket table that says if you don't have all the components for that particular door, pick a different one that does, that allows you to flex your workforce and to increase your output much faster than you normally would be able to. So we were actually able to go from producing about 20 doors a week when we first launched up to 120 doors a week today with hardly a blink of an eye. In a 6-month time window, that is dramatically fast ramp up. One of the things we did unique for our customer was come up with a custom package that really fits the way they apply the door. We actually sent our packaging supplier along with us up to the customer and asked them, how do you want to build this? How do you want it to come out of the box? Well, the most critical part is the shade inside the door. That shade is the surface that shows that has to be appearance right, so you don't want any nicks or scratches, so it's protected in the bottom of the box, last thing to be installed. The top of the box, this tray actually sits right in on top, has all the components to mount a door. You first mount the pennant plates, which the roller hangs in. You set in the roller, you set up the side rails, top rail, bottom rail, then you're ready to take the shade out of the box and install it. So the fact that the packaging was set up to be friendly to take one box to the truck, one component at a time, mount it onto the truck, and then the most critical component last out of the box so it's protected, really did flow well for the customer. It actually saved them. It went from 2 hours and 45 minutes average truck assembly time down to 1 hour and 45 minutes because the packaging was done right for their job. Our customers' demands are ever changing. Our competitors' capabilities are ever changing. So part of what we're doing with lean is continuing to get better and to stretch outside the box so that we grow faster than the customers grow and faster than our competitors grow.